Welcome, beautiful people. Welcome to yet another video. I hope you guys are feeling good. I am glad to be back with another video, and we have a win. We have a win under our belt, and this was a very important win for us. We needed to win this game, guys. I mentioned in my preview, if you've checked it out, if you haven't, please make sure you do. I mentioned in my preview that we needed to win this game. I mean, we have not had the convincing matches in terms of the Champions League. We didn't have the best starts. I mean, starting off with a loss, then having a draw. This win was very important for us, and I'm glad the players stepped up, the fans stepped up, everybody stepped up, and this game was absolutely incredible. At first, when the game started, it was a bit, we were walking a bit on eggshells, I won't lie, and I was a bit nervous about how the game was going. We had the likes of Tomori and Giroud coming back to Stamford Bridge, making statements in the lines of, you know, would like to make a point, we wanna do the most. They wanted to prove a point, but in terms of how the game went, I am absolutely satisfied with this game. Now, when we go away to AC Milan Stadium, we have to make sure we maintain the same composure, the same mentality, the same win, and this formation, the formation that Graham Potter actually started with actually worked. I mean, in terms of some of the players started, I was a bit skeptical, but it did work out in the end. There was a bit of mistakes here and there. We were able to polish it, and we were able to garner this win. This win was very important for us, and it had us go into second place, up above AC Milan. I mean, AC Milan have been leading the group, but we have a new leader in the group. I mean, we have RB Salzburg, who beat Zagreb yesterday with a 1-0 win, so they're currently leading with 5 points. But this win ensured that we have secured our position in second. So hopefully when we go away, we are able to also maintain this win, but this will also boost the players in terms of confidence, and going to the away game, then in terms of the next game against AC Milan, it will definitely be a confidence boost. I am glad with the result today. I will be dissecting how the game went, my thoughts on how the game was in terms of starting 11, who were the surprising players that I was they actually shocked me with how they played, but not too much, because I mentioned some of the players that I won't be surprised if they start. So in terms of this game, this will be my review. If you enjoy the content, please give this video a big thumbs up, share it with your family and friends, and let's jump right into it. So in terms of starting 11, a very interesting lineup. Now we have Graham Potter. He decided to switch it back to a 3-4-3 formation. Now, I was a bit nervous, I won't lie. So with Mendy back in training, I didn't think we were going to rush him back into the game. So it was nice to see Kepa actually step up, and Kepa's reflexes in this game were just on another point. They were just different, and I mean, I feel like the AC Milan team was a bit off. Rafael was the only player that really, I felt, gave us a bit of a tough time in terms of the right wing back, Rhys James. But of course, we were able to nick in not 1 and not 2, but 3 goals while maintaining a clean sheet. So this was a great game for me, great night for me. I'm sure it was a great night for you too. So let's jump right into it. In terms of starting 11, we had Kepa in goal, just as I predicted. I went with a 4-3-3 formation because I felt like this is what Graham Potter is more comfortable using, but it's hard to predict his formation. As I said in my video, he has not yet set a set formation for him to use throughout the games. So in terms of the second half, he also switched it back again to a 3-5-2. So it was interesting to see how the gameplay went, and overall, this game was a good game. In terms of starting 11, let's jump right into it. We had a 3-4-3 formation. We had Wesley Fofana, we had Thiago Silva, and we had Koulibaly in defense. Then in terms of the midfield, we had Rhys James, the right wing back. At the pivots, we had Kovacic and Ruben Loftus-Cheek. Now, I mentioned in terms of Ruben Loftus-Cheek, I did not want him to start, but I am glad he was in this game. His physicality, and he even gave us an assist in this game. So he was a key player in this game. So it was nice to see RLC stepping up. Then in terms of the left wing back, we had Ben Chilwell. Then in terms of the front three, we had our forwards. We had Mason Mount stepping in as a false nine. We had Aubameyang, and we also had Sterling. Now in terms of Sterling, was it his best game? He had a few misses that I felt like could have been converted into goals, but he gave us an assist. So I'll be picking out the positives of this game. And Of course, as I mentioned, some mistakes, but what is football without a bit of mistakes? Anyway, guys, in terms of the first half, now the game started. As I said, we were walking on eggshells. I was nervous. We needed a win, and we needed a satisfying win. We needed a sure win. But you know, the way we did it this time, while maintaining a clean sheet, I'll take it. We've managed to go back to the second spot, and I'm more confident with the boys. I'm more confident in how the game unfolded. In terms of the first half, we started off a bit, on edge. Koulibaly, I don't know, that's the excitement of playing with the team from Italy again. I think that has to be it. But I feel like Koulibaly coming in this game was very crucial. He knows the gameplay of the Italian players. So coming into this game, he was a bit excited. 30 seconds in, he was already getting warnings from the referee that, calm down. I'm glad he was not booked. And is it just me, or the referees these days are on our side? For some, to some extent. I'm not complaining whatsoever. But in terms of the first half, the game was going on well. Then the moment the game changed, and I think this is where the atmosphere of the whole stadium changed. The players became more gingered, and it was just different. In terms of we're playing back and forth. In terms of possession, AC Milan was holding more possession of the ball. It was more of a 60% possession and 40% possession. We were not in terms of possession. It was not our stronghold in this game. But we made sure we converted our goals. Now, in terms of the moments that the game changed, this was around the 20th minute when Chelsea were finally able to get a corner, and these were 3 corners back to back. The first corner, Thiago Silva tries to nick in a header. It didn't go in. It was a deflection by Tomori. Then again we try another corner kick. Then it did not enter. And then finally the third one. Despite Wesley Fofana making mistakes in the beginning of the game, I feel like he stepped up and we just had to do it. Him, and in combination with Ruben Loftus-Cheek, I think this should have been a combination of them. Like it was supposed to be both of them getting the goal, but Ruben Loftus-Cheek got the assist, so we'll take it. In terms of the first goal, this was the 24th minute. It was the third corner back to back, and it just had to be a goal. And of course the fans were riled up. I was riled up, and it was exciting. I was complaining about Fofana with how he was losing the ball. He was making some mistakes, and I felt like we cannot afford these mistakes in this game. So in terms of Fofana, when he was able to nick in the goal with the assist from Ruben Loftus-Cheek, of course the box area was really clamped up, and the players were just struggling to find a way through with the ball. But we were able to nick in our first goal, and this is where the atmosphere changed. The fans were hyped, the players were hyped, and the whole mood changed. The game from here henceforth just went on well. Although in terms of the first half, after Wesley Fofana scored the goal, he got an injury and he had to be substituted, and Trevor Chalobah had to come in place of him. Speaking of Trevor Chalobah, it was nice to see Trevor Chalobah back, and this is what I like to see, players challenging each other, competition within the group, so healthy competition. So if a player is out, another player steps up. So in terms of Wesley Fofana, he had to come out because of an injury. Hopefully we'll get an update in terms of the injury. In terms of Trevor Chalobah coming in, I feel like he also stepped up. He wanted to throw a bicycle kick towards the game as the game proceeded on, but I am glad Fofana gave us our first goal, and this gave us the confidence we needed to go on in terms of the game. Now, in terms of the first half, it was a bit back and forth. I kept mentioning it in my head, we just need 2 or 3 more goals. We need to add another goal, because 1-0 is not, you can never be too sure with a 1-0 lead. Anything can happen, and the goal can always change. Anything can happen, and it can always go to the other team. So in terms of this game, I was glad. In terms of the first half, we maintained our composure, we maintained our defense. Our defense was not all over the line. In terms of Fofana stepping out and Trevor coming in, I feel like Trevor wanted to prove a point why he needs to be getting more game time, and rightfully so. In terms of the first half, we ended up with a 1-0 lead, and coming to the second half, I was feeling a bit confident, but as I mentioned, we needed to score at least 2 more goals, 3 more goals to make sure that our win is secured. Even though AC Milan come back with another goal, even though they score another goal, we will still be able to win this game. But luckily for us, we maintained a clean sheet. Hey! It was a nice game. I'm not gonna lie, I really enjoyed this game. In terms of the ball was moving back a lot, but in terms of the opportunities that we'd get, I feel like we're taking the opportunity that each and every single opportunity we'd get. So in terms of the first half, of course, we had another chance, although it was an offside goal. It was ruled out 33rd minute. We had the incredible goal from Mason Mount. Although it was an offside goal, I wish that was a goal. If it stood, it would have been one for the books, but it wasn't. It is what it is. Coming to the second half, now we were feeling a bit more confident, and of course, in terms of the game, as I said, we have to take advantage of our home grounds. We're at home. We have to make sure that we have to make sure the guests feel like, you know, we are at home, and this is exactly what we did. In terms of Sterling, I felt like yes, there was some opportunities that he would have been able to convert, but is it just me, or maybe he's still adapting? But let's give it time. In terms of this game, he was a bit off for me. I felt like there was some chances that he should have been able to finish off better, but I will take the positives out of this game. As I mentioned, we won the game, so I will take it. In terms of the second half, coming in, we're feeling a bit more confident. Now we did not waste any more time. In terms of the 54th minute, now the incredible pass all the way from Ben Chilwell on the left side. He passed it to Reece James on the right side. Reece James passed it to Aubameyang, and Aubameyang with one touch. This is how you need a striker. This is what Lukaku, what? Aubameyang with the incredible goal just gave us our second goal, and this had me feeling confident. It had me feeling like, yes, we absolutely got this in the bag, and we know what we're doing. Graham Potter might have pulled a Harry Potter on us, and I don't know, maybe Harry Potter was just like, yo, I'm giving you my magic for tonight, just take this win, and you know, we'll just have you settled in with the Chelsea fans. And I think this win for the Chelsea fans will definitely give Graham Potter a bit of the boost in terms of the fans. As I said, some of the fans are a bit stiff in terms of supporting him, in terms of how Thomas Tuchel was let go. But as I said, we have to move on. Some people might move on a bit slower, but in terms of this game, in the span of 5 minutes, after the 54th minute goal from Aubameyang with the assist from Reece James, you know, he said, you know what, I think I need a goal for myself. And at first, there was at the first attempt, you know, it was within a span of 5 minutes, but the first attempt was him trying to pass to Sterling, but I think the power in the ball was a bit too much, and then Sterling ended up just shooting it right up, and it just went up. With the first attempt, in terms of the connection between Sterling and Reece James, I mean, we've already seen this connection in terms of the England team, so it was nice to see this connection happening in Chelsea, and I was happy. But then a few minutes later, I think seconds, it has to be seconds, because a few seconds later, I mean, the ball that was passed from Sterling, it was just the connection, it was almost as though I was speaking telepathically. And of course, Reece James with his composure was able to give us our third goal in the 61st minute with the assist from Sterling, and I will be taking it. That was done and dusted. I was feeling like, you know what, I can sleep. I'll be sleeping smiling today, because this was absolutely incredible. We needed to win, and we needed to win convincingly, and this is how I feel like we would have done it best. A 3-0 win with a clean sheet gave a convincing win to Graham Potter, and if we have more of these wins as we go on, this will definitely be a boost in terms of Graham Potter's boost, in terms of his confidence, in terms of his relation to the fans. He is looking like he knows what he's doing, and hopefully we can be able to maintain this throughout, not only in the Champions League but also in the Premier League. Now, in terms of substitutions, of course, in terms of the second half, we had to see a bit of substitutions being made. Now, we had Jorginho coming in place of Kovacic. We had Kai Havertz coming in place of Aubameyang, and Aubameyang after the goal. I mean, it is what it is. And then we have Broja coming in place of Sterling. Now Sterling, as I mentioned, he had some finishings that were a bit off, but he gave us an assist, so I'll take it. In terms of also players that were really giving us a hard time, now I saw online before the game started, in terms of Reece James and Rafael Leo. Now the 23-year-old really gave Reece James a tough time. I'm not even going to deny it. And if you're able to sign this player, can we sign him as soon as possible? He is extremely fast. His pace is just... He was not only giving Reece James a tough time, he was giving Trevor Chalobah a tough time, so this was a player definitely to watch out. But you know what? Reece James just put him in the pocket, and you know we took this win with us home. I am glad this is how the game went. In terms of how we stand, in terms of the group standings, we are currently second, and as I said, we needed a win, and a convincing one. This was a convincing win. I will definitely be happy with it. I am happy with it. Are you happy with it? I'm sure you're happy with it. And this is, we're going to be making a bit of noise in terms of social media for the next days that are going to be coming. So in terms of my score prediction, I predicted a 2-1 win. I was not sure we're going to maintain a clean sheet, especially with Kepa, but Kepa's reflexes on this game were on point. Yo, Kepa! And this is what I like to... I predicted a 2-1 win for Chelsea. We ended up with a 3-0 win. And you know, the clean sheet for me is just incredible. Kepa needed this clean sheet for him to just boost his confidence, and we as Chelsea also needed this win to boost our confidence in terms of the Champions League. It was looking a bit foggy, but we are not in the clear yet. We are not in the clear because we have to face AC Milan away. Salzburg is currently leading our group with 5 points, but we are 4 points tied at the same place with AC Milan. We need to make sure we win our next game to make sure that we solidify that win, and if possible go even higher. But in terms of this game, absolutely incredible as they say in Italia. Anyway guys, that was my content. If you enjoyed the video, please give it a big thumbs up, share it with your family and friends. Please don't forget to subscribe, turn on the post notification bell. You'll be notified every time I upload a video. Up the Chels, the champions. This is a nice win for us. I'll definitely be sleeping a happy gal.